Good afternoon. I promise I won't sing the whole time. Oh, you have to see the agents who watch my course videos. Because in our library, I'm just like, hello. So I'm like singing the whole time. Poor people. They learn a shit ton though, I gotta be honest. They learn everything. Okay, so normally we do this in the morning. We have a special guest. Diane is coming on. Oh, there she is. Di. Di, you gotta request it again, I think. Oh, there we go. Diane. Diane is our right-sizing specialist, and that's kind of what we're talking about today because this past week I took a friend of mine out. Hey, girl!
Hi.
This past week I took a friend of mine out, and I've known her my whole life, and there are so many things that there was questions about with the 55 and older. So Diane and I were talking, and I asked her to come on here just to talk a little bit about Staten Island going to Jersey, the different 55 and older developments, why are some fees higher, why are some lower, are there two levels in some, what are the price ranges, which ones can you stay at with your kids, which one can your kids move in with, all of this stuff. So
Hi,
Diane, welcome.
everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, you think I have more energy now or when I first wake up in the morning?
Oh my God. Does your energy stop? I
No,
don't know. It kind of stays the same.
it does, right?
Yeah. I always see you just like this. I don't know when that ends with you.
And when I go to bed, my poor husband, right? Thanks to that.
Yeah.
All right, Di. So,
Yeah.
let's jump in a little bit about who you are. The new people on here. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you specialize? What you specialize in? Give me the whole shebang, and then
Okay.
we'll jump into some questions.
All right. So my name is Diane Towns. I am a real estate agent with Real Connect Realty, licensed in New York. I do all of the 5 boroughs in New York, not just Staten Island, where we're based. And I work with Allison, her niche is moving Staten Island to New Jersey. And there are a lot of 55 plus communities in Jersey. And my niche is downsizing and right sizing for seniors, people over 55, because I myself am over 55. So, I pretty much have an idea of what it is that we're looking for once we hit this phase in our lives. Um, so this is not just seniors 65 and older. The new senior, the new 55, the new grandparent is a whole new vibe. It's not like when I was growing up. Okay. So as we get older, yeah, we've pretty much in our minds, and not just in our minds, but for real, have done a lot of what everybody thinks should be done. We've accomplished, we've accomplished the careers, the jobs, we've financed our homes and our families as best we could, whether you're a homeowner, whether you're a renter, whatever your lifestyle is, we've done it. Kids are grown, we now have grandkids, and if you're not already retired, I mean, I've retired from my previous career of 36 years, and I started doing this 2 years ago. But if you're not already retired, you're thinking about retiring, and your mind is, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Am I going to stay put? Can I afford to live the way I've been living? Because retirement income is not the same as work income for most people. So there's a lot to think about, and where you live and how you live is part of that. So that's where I come in.
So Diane, although she doesn't have her Jersey license, there's only one 55 and older development in Staten Island, right, Di?
Correct.
And
Yes.
it's the
It's called the
Tides.
Tides,
Yeah.
and it's
So
on the higher end, higher price point. So it's not for everybody. The upside to the Tides is that if you still like a larger home, um, there's first floor living, which means there's a first floor bedroom and bath for those who want to be on the first floor, might have accessibility issues, but there's still upstairs rooms as well, larger home. And like most communities, you have to pay a maintenance fee. They take care of your outside and
mhm.
things like that.
So the
Yeah.
one the Tides does have. Remember, Diane was actually showing a client one of these like 2 weeks ago, and I tagged along.
Yeah.
So they do have a clubhouse in the front of it. There is like a gate. You go in. The ties are more 7, 8, 9, a million plus. When I
Yeah.
saw higher level luxury homes in Staten Island, when they stay in Staten Island, they want a 55 and older. That's where they go. They downgrade from a 5,000 square foot house and they go to the ties.
Right.
Right. That not downgrade. So that's not the right word. Right. We right
It's not.
size.
It's not even
It's
a
not
downgrade
a
because
downgrade because they're $1 million.
they're $1 million homes, and they're still. You just, you lose a little when you move into a community. You lose a little bit of privacy because a lot of the
Yeah.
homes are closer, sometimes connected. Clubhouse. There's
No pools. You can't have your own
right.
pool.
Right. You
I
can't
have
have your own pool. You
I
don't
have yet
have.
to find one with your own pool.
Yeah. So I actually have clients who have a great home and they wanted to go to New Jersey 55 plus, but the downside was that because their yard was so fantastic, which I do agree, it was fantastic.
It is.
And they had it, yeah, and they have they put so much money into their yard and their outdoor living, they just couldn't see themselves sharing a community pool type of thing. So,
Yeah. And then people like
yeah,
that, that's when they come into Jersey. When they're still coming into Jersey, like either way, they're still going in, right? Because if the plan is, hey, I want to go to Jersey, right? Because if you leave Staten Island, you go to Jersey or you go to Florida, right? Texas,
yeah,
maybe, Carolinas. That's just where
yeah.
people go.
They go south. Yeah,
They go, they look for ranches,
yeah.
right?
They look
And
for
now what do they
one
want? They didn't
floor.
want the
Yes.
55. Now you're looking for ranches in Jersey. Well, I'm looking for, well, I kind of made Di do it because I'm just telling her to get her Jersey license and just do
Yeah.
it.
She's
But,
pushing that Jersey license on me. Yeah.
I'm trying because
Right.
it's the best for both worlds, right?
Right.
So okay, so a couple questions with Di. I think I know you like, I know I have the license, but I know you come with me for a lot of these things,
Right.
and um, there's a difference between one I went to on Friday, and then another $1 million one, right? There's
Right.
that one we went to, Cheesequake in Old Bridge. That's a very popular one because their HOA, right, is only
Right.
195. So their HOA is 195. When the HOA tends to be lower, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you actually did go out to look for a couple. You did go to like further ones
Yeah.
out just to make sure we knew what we were talking about. When the HOA is 195, they were all attached, but it was still one level living.
Right.
They didn't have a club. They have a pool, but there wasn't like a
Right. No
clubhouse.
clubhouse.
The pump, like all of that
Right.
stuff. Correct?
Right. No, security. You might not have security,
Yeah.
or the front gate entrance is more of an open entrance.
Yeah.
No clubhouse. There is a pool for community, but now, like you say, all your homes are attached, and like the yard, whether it be front yard or backyard, sometimes, you can't fence it in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Sometimes they do let you, but now you have to have a uniform fence, a uniform door.
Yes.
And it's a smaller, which some people
Like
want the
that. Yeah.
small,
No,
you know?
and we're not taking away from
Yeah,
anybody. Like, these are just the differences, right?
differences
Because
and difference in price, because the price point also
two, three
of these
hundred
homes
thousand.
could be 300
Mm-hmm.
into 400,000, a
We went
much
to
lesser price
I
point.
went to a $200,000 one.
Right,
One
right,
bedroom, one bath, first floor living. It was it's perfect for one
right.
person. Perfect.
Perfect for one person, or a couple. The kids are gone, you're an empty
Yeah.
nester, and yeah, you have 2 bedrooms. So you have one bedroom for the two of you, extra bedroom when someone visits, one of you gets
Grandkids want to
sick.
sleep over. Yeah.
Right. One of you gets
I'm
sick,
sick
you
of
got
my
to go in
husband.
the
Let
other
him go in that
room.
one.
Right. And they always have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
They always have 2 bathrooms, which is
Anyone
good.
with the 2 bedrooms have 2 bathrooms. If it's a one
Correct.
bedroom, it's usually only one bathroom.
Right. And at least one will have a walk-in shower,
Yes.
which, tub is fine, but a lot of people, like I say, sometimes you get old, you might have accessibility
Yeah.
issues. Well, you just want to just jump in the shower. You walk right in the shower,
Yeah.
which is important.
So that's a huge difference between affordability from an affordability standpoint. Because let's face it,
Right.
that's the first thing that comes into place is affordability.
Mhm.
You're coming into Jersey, or you're going at wherever you're going, right? You're looking at this 55 and older. That's 500,000. You retire. You're putting your whole life savings into the house. Say you make 500. You're buying for 500. Great. Your monthly income is probably a set price, correct?
Yes, it
So
is. You know,
if your monthly income's a set price, you have to know what your taxes or what your HOA is monthly, because you're
right,
still paying taxes.
right.
You're still paying that monthly
You're
fee.
paying
As
taxes
you get,
fee.
yeah,
Right,
and as you get higher, and you have more things in that 55 and older, your fees are higher. I took somebody to Monroe in one of the developments. The price was about between 450 and 500, and the HOA was 545. Taxes being around $3,000. Now
Right.
545 a month, taxes being $3,000. $3,000 divided by 12, you're looking at
Yeah.
$800 a month.
Right. On top of the price of it, whatever your mortgage is going to be.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I
something.
will say for the most part, it's cash because
Okay.
for the most part they're selling and they're
Right.
paying it
So,
off, or they have a
okay,
small, maybe $50,000, $60,000 mortgage.
okay, which is good. You know, but something also to think about. If you're 55, 57, and you're moving to one of these communities, your hopes is that you're going to live there 30, 40 years. So keep in mind, taxes is going to get higher. Everything cost of living is going to
Yeah.
go up, including the maintenance. So even though, like, you know, we're on a fixed income, everything's going to get higher. You know, you might get more when you're ready for Social Security, that you might get that little extra Social Security, but it doesn't really help as much as you would like because your health care, like even mine, I was a little freaking out, you know, because I have to change, you know, every year there's a health for my health care open season. Every year it goes up 10, $15 goes up the past 3 years that I've retired from the other job. And this year, the same plan I have is going up $80
A month?
a month. So I now have to, and I'm going to choose because there was 3 tiers. I was always in the middle tier. I'm now going to go down to the lesser tier because $80 a month is insanity, you know?
Yeah, especially when I have a fixed income.
You know, so these are things that you have to think about. And when things change and you get hit with this stuff, a lot of people have to go with what's given to them, you know?
Mm.
Like my job, you know, I was a postal worker, so my job has tons of different health plans to choose from, you know? A lot of people might not have that option, you know? But even still, you know, just because I have all these options doesn't mean you have the right to throw $80 on it.
Mm.
So that's something that people in my age bracket and older have to think about. It's not just, oh my God, this place is gorgeous, I can afford it now. What can you afford in 5 years? What can you afford in 10
Mm.
years? You know, you're healthy now. Hopefully you're still healthy, but you know, our bodies do what they want when you get a certain age. I'm healthy, but honestly, sometimes I'm walking and my knee just like starts to hurt, like out of nowhere. You know, I was like, what's this about?
It's probably because I kicked you. Stop telling everybody that.
Right. Did Allison just kick me? And I gotta look at you and say, what'd you
Oh,
do?
Nicole
Right,
just gave you one of those.
right. But nothing has happened. It's just, you know, life is lifing, as
Yes.
they say, right? And
Monday's Monday, right?
that's
Monday's Monday.
right. So, you know, preparation is everything. But
It
even
is.
myself, I retired, had a great job, got a pension, social, 401. I got all that stuff in place, which is I'm set right now. But I'm like, I don't know. Oh, is this going to work for me in 10 years? Maybe not.
Which is why she got into real
Which
estate, ladies and
is
gentlemen.
why I did this, you know? Which is why I did this. And I'm actually loving it. This is working out for me pretty
Yeah.
good, you know? It
I
was a good
think the
move.
next topic that got brought up a lot was 55 and older. If
Mhm.
you have a child that is under a certain age,
Right.
some of them allow you in, some of them don't.
Some do not.
Some of them allow their 19-year-olds to come in. For instance, Clearwater and Spotswood it's actually only development in Spotswood is 55 and older. It is single family mobile detached homes. It's a beautiful community.
Right.
Their HOA is $1,000 a month, but they allow your 19-year-old child
Right.
to move in with you, if the case may be, as long as one person in that household is 55 or older.
Right.
That's a rule for them. Now there's another rule for, I'm going to go back to the Monroe one, because if you I don't want to say have any knowledge, but if you're looking for 55 and older, and you Google 55 and older, a lot of them are in Monroe.
Yes.
That's just where most of them are, right? Most of them are there. You have a lot in Manalapan, but Monroe just swipes the table clean with 55 and older.
Right,
And that's the closer one, right? We got Tom's River, we got Brig, blah, blah,
right,
blah, but
right.
Monroe, one of my clients, our actual mutual client, looks at that one. But what if what if my kids need to come home?
Yeah.
Well, nobody under the age of 49 is allowed to live in that property with you.
Which
So
is a little messy because in today's economy,
55 and
there are,
older, you have
you
a
know,
25-year-old.
right.
What if, houses are
There
becoming
are a lot of, there
unaffordable.
are, right, a lot of adult children are still living at home because
And
the price point for a lot of people now is not what, even, young adults have good jobs, whatever. They're still not able to, they can leave, but it would be a struggle. So young ones in their 20s, even into 30s that are single,
what
and
if
they
life
don't have any children,
happens?
you know?
These are just questions that we have to know.
Right,
So I'm finding like people are sending like, and I don't want to say I'm getting annoyed, but I'm getting annoyed. Like people are sending people, oh, check this one out, check this one out, check this one out. They don't really know that all of these 55 and older communities, all of them have different
they have
rules.
different
Like why
stipulations, sure.
aren't you looking at this one? Well, we're not looking at this one because my daughter can't move in or my son can't move in if something happens. And if that's a
Right,
priority for you, and that's something that like when people have their must-haves, right? What if their must-have is I have to be accessible to the front door, I have to be this,
right,
have to be that, right? I know for you that was for your old past life that was a big thing.
right,
Like
right. Like I said, accessibility is a big deal. And even, multi-generational homes are a big deal right now because of affordability. So say if, you have a 55-year-old, 57-year-old parents and your child is in their 30s, they might not be able to afford a new home on their own, but they want to invest, yeah, sure, they could come live with you. But now say if there are
they cannot.
grandchildren involved, the grandkids can't be there. So your 35-year-old child who's maybe unfortunately lost, I'll just say a single parent, not unfortunate because that's not a bad thing to be a
Yeah.
single parent, and now you have your grandchild and you all want to live together, you
No,
can't because the child
you
can't
cannot.
come.
I remember when we
Okay.
were looking for homes for my mom before we
Hmm.
built this. My brother was still living at home at the time, and my mom it was like a 52. It wasn't even 55, it was 52, this place next to Jamesburg. My brother
Right,
was not allowed to stay at the house more than 3 or 4 consecutive nights in a row. The car was not allowed to be in that spot because he was
right,
under the age that was allowed in, and he was maybe 24 at the time,
right,
25. So there are when you go into 55 and older, yes, you have to look at price point, but you have to look at all of these things
right.
because
You have to know, what do they call it? I can't think
the
of the word.
age restrictions,
Age
the HOA
restrictions.
fees,
Um, why can't I think of the actual term of what I'm talking about? All the rules and regulations.
the rule book.
Yeah, but there's
There's a better word.
actual,
Let's just call
yeah,
it
I
the
can't think of
rule
the word right now.
book. I
But
know
which is the downside
the
for
manual,
some in 55 plus, because it's not like your own private home, you do what you
no,
want. There are certain rules.
no.
Some are very strict,
You have
some
to
are more
want to be
lenient.
there. You have to want to be in the 55
Right,
and older because of the development and because of, you know, the clubhouse, the golf. Like some of them have golf courses. Some of them are
yes,
beautiful. I mean,
right,
they're all beautiful, right? But it has to be a lifestyle that you want.
right. The activities that are
Yes,
there,
keeps you
you
young,
know.
right? You said
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you have to be, activities. And are you a person that's, sociable? Because not that, if you're more of a sociable person, that community might be better for you because there is the clubhouse, the
Mhm.
room where everybody, like a big TV room, for example, people might get together for a big game and all be in that room. And there's some of them even have little kitchenettes where you could, have your drinks or your coffee and mingle. You have to have that type of personality where you're okay to do that, you know. And if you're not, then you don't
Well,
socialize, you stay in the
well,
house.
we did meet that lady that was like, I have never been to the clubhouse when I've been here for 5 years. Remember? She's like, we
Right,
have never, her and her husband, she's like, I have
right,
never been to that.
right. She just, she liked the house and the
Yep.
community. the amenities for the clubhouse wasn't for her. She's like, I'll entertain in my own house, whoever's
Yes.
coming over.
But those HOAs are higher. The more you get, the
Right,
more higher HOAs. Look at
right.
Toll Brothers. You're looking at $1
Oh,
million just to walk in without any upgrades.
yeah. And the
A
house
million three
was,
with the
the homes were
full
gorgeous. I mean,
drop
absolutely
dead gorgeous,
gorgeous.
and their amenities were,
Unreal.
oh my god.
Unbelievable.
That's a
But,
different lifestyle. There you're coming from Colts Neck, you're coming from Rumson, you're
right,
coming from Nicolosi Drive, you're coming from
right.
Toad Hill, right? You're
Two
coming
million,
from,
you're leaving a $2 million home,
you're living a $5 million home,
right, to
and you're
go
going
into a
to,
$1 million home.
correct.
That's built brand
Yes.
new. That's the thing.
So you
Everything is
have your
brand
first
new.
floor living. You don't have a lot of
You know,
outside maintenance. You don't have all that things, but you still have your in-ground pool. You still have your private gym, your gym and structure, your bar.
right.
What did they have in there that we saw? And I was like, "What is this?" Remember?
Yeah.
Was it like float, like those float things in the pool? It was like literally we
Yeah,
were in a resort.
looked like a
We were
resort.
literally in the
It,
Bahamas.
the pool area looked like a resort.
Yeah. Oh my! It was gorgeous. They had a
Right.
bar inside.
There's
It
the
was
bar.
gorgeous.
They even had their own Starbucks in there.
Yes.
It's a
Did
lot
they
was
have a
going on.
cigar room? Was it a cigar room?
I don't remember the cigar room.
That, or was that
Oh,
maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I'm making
yeah.
that up. I could be making that up, ladies and gentlemen. It might not be a cigar room.
Right. But
It was
I wouldn't be
something
surprised because they have that kind of
gorgeous.
flow. Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, I think this was really good. Those were the only questions I had, and I want to bring up because I know you
Yeah.
know this like the back of your hands. Do you have anything else to add in on this when it
Um,
comes to what you do?
when you go into these communities, whether it's a 55 plus or you're looking for a ranch, something that you should think about, not just for what your personal situation is now, but even future, think about accessibility. Um, you don't want to go into a place that has more than maybe 2 or 3 stairs to walk into the front door because you never know. You want to make sure that if you have a family member that uses a walker or a wheelchair, are the doorways large enough for this? Not just the front door, but the doorways to the bedrooms, the doorway to the bathroom,
That's smart.
because all 55 plus are not ADA compliant.
Yes, that's very smart. I forgot about that.
Right.
That's good to know.
Right.
What
So
is what does that actually mean?
it means ADA means disability. It's a where homes are built
To the certain code.
yeah, and a lot of a lot of commercial buildings are done like this. They have to be, okay? But a personal home does not have to be. All right. So if you are a person who does have ADA, or disability accessibility issues, you don't want to go into a home that has 10 stairs.
Toll Brothers does not have
Right.
ADA, right?
Right. You
And
walk right in. However, I was there with a measuring tape because
she don't play around, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
I'm measuring doorways because you want to make sure, and you don't want to struggle. You don't want to be banging up against the sides of the doorway with a walker just to go use the restroom. Okay. Because I mean, me personally, my mother uses a walker.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, I think you should just you take care of your mom.
Right.
So there you are very much ahead of the game. You're like a whip. You
Right.
know exactly what needs to be done. You're going through it right
Right.
now. Right?
I've actually learned this in the process. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about this in advance. I did, because where we're at now, we do have some stairs. Okay. And she does come up and down the stairs. It's a struggle though.
And you right-sized. You went from a townhouse, right?
I
You
went
went
from
from a
a 3-floor townhouse, and all of the living is on one floor. Bedrooms, one floor, and everything. But there's still stairs to come into the house. And was I thinking like that, 7, 8 years ago? No, because my parents were still in their own apartment. But 2020, when my dad died, my parents did. We still have the apartment. You know, Mom doesn't want to give that up, but I had the bedroom here, which I did in advance in case they were already in their 80s. Just in case if you ever need a place to stay, whatever, the room is here for you. And who knew? A couple of years later, 4 years later, it actually happens, and here she is. So now, like I said, honestly, because I have the stairs, I, moving right now was not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Chairlift, maybe.
Yeah.
It might be the
Yeah.
option
Now,
because,
you were looking into that.
yeah,
You want to tell everybody, does insurance cover that?
Medicare does not cover, which sucks, which is,
Mm-hmm.
it's insulting. It's insulting because people need it. It's a medical necessity for some people. It's not like it's a toy, you know. Um, some people actually need it. I could see them, being, has some scrutiny with it, depending for who does and doesn't need it. But to just not cover it, it's kind of rude. It's super rude. Okay.
They should fight with Diane on the phone.
Yeah. I don't know. They'll probably hang up on me.
Well, maybe
Um,
you get it. Maybe you get it.
but I mean, honestly, I'm sure so many seniors and people who are disabled have had this conversation with their insurances, um, which is kind of sad because, a little off topic, you work hard all your life and you paid into Medicare and you have to pay for insurance as your elder, fixed income. Now, extra few $1,000s to get something like this done. Some
Mm.
people can't afford it. Literally, some people
Then what? You're
just
bound to
can't
your
afford it.
house. Yeah, then you're just bound to your
Yeah,
your house basically because you
right.
can't leave. It's a process, right?
Right, which is, it sucks. But, so even myself, I'm still learning or in my process of learning. I wish I had thought about this then, you know. At the time when I left my house, I right sized because 3 floors, one whole floor wasn't even being used. And that's the
Yeah.
floor you had to walk into, which was the family room. I had to walk through the family room to go upstairs to the living room kitchen. And it was just a walkthrough. No one was in it anymore,
Mm.
because the family, we downsized in family because the kids are grown. This one's married. One went to college. I separated, so it's me and when my college girl came back home, so all the space that was great for sleepovers and, you
You
know,
didn't need
whatever was
it.
going on, I didn't need it anymore. So now I'm traipsing up the stairs with tons of bags from the grocery store, you know. That, that was a headache. So
I can picture you cursing all the way up those stairs.
yeah, all the way up the stairs, just it was a mess. But so yeah, it's better. Personally, it's better, but I could do a little bit more better. So I'm also working on things as well while I'm, helping others and explaining and teaching from experience.
Yeah, and I think that's why your clients love you so much. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, if you've never met Diane before, she is a. You think I'm a whippersnapper? She is like.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little bit more like people say I'm a little undercover. They're like, oh, we weren't expecting that out of you. But
Yeah. So
I,
don't let her fool you, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
I've, I've learned to hold, to just hold back a little bit more reserved. I know when to say and what
Yeah, I
not
just
to say anymore.
speak my mind. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I still do also, but I'm a little bit more, all right. I don't want to be involved with nonsense. So,
Yeah, well, I don't want any nonsense. I have no time for that.
right, right.
But yeah, I think this was really, really good. Do you have any, you just made a new book. Do you want to
Oh
tell
yeah,
everybody a little bit
I
about it?
have
You worked your butt off on that,
right.
and it's really resourceful.
Thank
You're
you. Yeah, so I have different guides to give, buyer seller guides, local guide, but I also did a new downsizing guide, um, which helps people just know how to go from point A to point B. Decluttering, which I'm doing now, because like I said, we still have my parents' apartment,
not.
and so my brother and I we go there with her, and with the grandkids, they're all adults, and we go there with her because we want her to get rid of stuff. She won't get rid of the apartment, but even she said she wants us to have what she wants us to have, and it's a process. You have to be very patient because everything that is picked up is a memory. It's like, oh, remember this, remember that. You have to be patient. You can't be pushy. Um, so that's the cluttering part. It's not what's important to me is not
Mm-hmm.
important to your parents and grandparents. So you have to be mindful of that, and it's a long process. So the the brochure covers that. It covers not just the emotional part of it, but how to move, get help. There are moving companies that actually help you get rid of stuff, places you could donate to, um, and just taking the time to,
get it
you
done.
know, get it done. It's not going to be a few days or a few weeks. This is like months, maybe even years in the process. So if you're a younger person now in your 30s or 40s and your parents are 60-ish, start having the conversation now when they're a part of it, and they'll curse you out. They'll be pissed. We talking about, we got
Diane
cursed
came
out.
walking through because she did.
Yeah, we were like, we got yelled at, cursed out. Don't, what are you talking about? This is my house. But once, the conversation to understand that one day no one's going to be in this house, or one day you might not be able to upkeep this house. And it doesn't have to be a big house. It could be an apartment. Yeah.
I think you didn't touch on that. We didn't remember. What is the benefit of the 55 and older? They have that button at the
Oh yeah.
door. They
Yeah.
have that. You want to tell
There's
everybody? It's for
there was
people that their parents don't. So these are people that don't want to go live on their. They want to stay on their own, but they want a little more protection, right?
right.
This is like an agreement. Some of them,
Right.
right?
Yeah, there was actually one that we went into, and there was like a button on the outside where the whoever is in charge of the development can come in and check on them, the elderly, and you could reach them from inside the apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be able, or inside the house rather, and they're able to get into the home.
God forbid
There-
something.
right. There's like a master key
Mm-hmm.
that they have to come in and check on you, make a phone call to whomever needs a
Mm-hmm.
phone call if possible,
Which
you know. And
I
if
think
not
that's
possible,
important. I think
yeah,
that's
and if
important.
and if the phone call is, at least there's someone there, and it's just reassurance for the people that, you live there. Reassurance, it's always good to have comfort level.
Yeah, and I think that's good for the family members and for like you as
The
a person,
residents,
right?
right, the
Yeah,
residents
yeah,
themselves, it's good to have that.
yeah,
Right. Forgot about that. Good point.
yeah.
Good
Because I
point.
mean, when I saw, it, I was like, wait, what? So again, guys, this is not my specialty, right? I don't specialize in 55 and older.
Right.
Diane does. So whenever whenever she sells a house or whenever she has a client, she always comes with me, right? Because she knows
Right.
more about this. And it just happens to be that there's a lot in Jersey. So,
Right.
um, I have to bring the expert with me. I'm not the expert in
Yeah.
that. This is
And
me.
it's helpful, nothing against Allison because she's a phenomenal realtor, but it's helpful when the
Yeah,
conversation goes back and forth
yeah.
with someone that
I
seems,
can't.
you
It's
know, it's relatable.
yeah. I'm not relatable.
Yeah.
My what I think is important. It has not. We've had these conversations. It's not.
Right.
What I believe is important. You're like Allison. That doesn't even matter. This
Right.
and this is matters. And every single time she's right.
Right.
So
And we actually, when we actually went to a place, was me, you, and another agent with us.
Gianna,
I think it was Julie.
Gianna's in here.
Yeah.
Hi Jay.
Oh,
She's
oh,
on
she's
here.
here. Hi,
Hey
Jay.
girl.
And we went into the home to view the home because the client wanted to list the home. And as we're walking around, he actually said, he's looking at the three of us, not that I think I look super old, but he literally said to us, well, which one of you is over
Oh
55?
yes,
Because
I remember.
remember, and I said,
Yes.
me, it's me,
He was
I'm
eating
over.
Chinese food.
Correct. Right. Because even he was like, why are you here?
Yeah.
You know, he was a little bit taken back with the fact that you were, doing
Yes.
most of the conversating, and everything. And he was like, well, why are these women here? Is anybody over 55? Because this will be a waste of time
No.
otherwise. So yeah,
Best compliment, right?
yeah. I don't know. Where's the old one?
Hot
Here I am.
mama.
Here I am. It's me.
All right. Well, this was great. Is there anything? Well, obviously, we're gonna save this, right? We're gonna download it, save it. Diane, if you want to reach Diane, her information is gonna be below. If anybody wants her right sizing guide, please reach out to her. I'll have her tagged and she'll post it on her page. But she
Right.
is your go-to. And why don't you tell them about your new Facebook group?
Oh, I have a new Facebook group. It's called Thriving After 55. And Diane, Diane, let me type that in for you. Um, I'm
You
spelling
do
my own
it.
name wrong.
We can just link it at the bottom. We
Right.
can link
Okay.
it
Okay.
when we
We'll
save
see.
it. Will
That's your thing, links and all of this technical stuff with me. So anyway, that's me. That's how you find me, Diane Towns _ realtor. And my Facebook, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but I have a separate
Mm-hmm.
Facebook page called Thriving After 55. It's about not just real estate, but real estate and wellness. Talk about just how we keep ourselves happy and healthy after a certain age.
Heck yeah. I'm about
Yes,
that life.
me too. Yes.
All right. Well,
So,
thank you so much, Diane.
yeah,
Always
you're
a pleasure.
welcome. Thank
You're
you. Thank you.
welcome. All
All
right.
right. I'll see you
Bye.
soon.
See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much,
Bye.
guys.